Hello, welcome to episode 4 on my wholesome experience. And the current experience here is realizing how affected I am by the energies and the environment around me. You know, we talk about how our environment affects us, and it really does. And I personally feel very affected by my environment, and what I'm realizing is that I feel as if it's getting more intense sometimes, or I'm just becoming more aware of it. And in the past, I would maybe not, I wasn't as aware of it, and so it wasn't right here on my, on the tip of my nose, essentially. And the way that I'm learning about this is I've had a lot of time to myself, and then because basically what happened was my friend who I'm staying with in Greece, long story short, he had this really intense stomach surgery, and while he was gone, I had a lot of time to myself, and I was within my own energy, and I was processing a lot of my own stuff, and it was really intense. And then he came back, and now I've been helping him a lot. And essentially the really big crazy thing that happened today was we went on a drive, and every time we went over a bump, it hurt. It was painful for him, right? Because he just had this really intense surgery. And so every bump was like, ow. And every bump, I felt my body clench up. And I could feel the difference within myself, within my being, within my body while I was around him, because now I have this dramatic contrast where I had all this time alone, and then now I'm spending time with somebody who is hurt, who is in pain. And it's really intense. I don't know if this has to do with in human design being a projector, and I have all of these open centers, and the only centers for me that are defined are my emotions and my root center. So I feel super deeply and strongly anyways. And then now it's being amplified by realizing how my environment affects me. And whoa, even just being able to feel what other people feel, and to feel like when they're stressed out or anxious, and then I'm feeling stressed out and anxious, or I'm taking on these feelings from other people. And it's really intense sometimes. And maybe this is part of my own wholesome journey, right? Is really figuring out how to navigate my emotions. Because not everyone is definitely not everyone is as emotional as I am. And this is something that I personally have been working through, realizing that I am an extremely emotional person. I feel super deeply. I feel so many different things. And what do I do with these emotions? Or how do I come back into center? I feel yoga helps me a lot. I feel when I get really in other people's energy, if I go and do a little bit of yoga, I feel a little bit better. But it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. Oh, man. And so, where do I even do I even like go from here? I guess basically like what I'm processing or figuring out with realizing this is also like, so we talk about following our highest excitement. And so what I'm like really excited for and really interested in is how following my highest excitement is going to continue to progress me further within my life, and finding more spaces where it's maybe more positive or more chill, more uplifting, being surrounded by people that really embody that, because I feel so much, and because I take on the environment that I'm in, that I'm around. And it's not to say that like other people don't do that, right? But I feel like for my own well-being, like the anxiety that I get when I'm around other people that are anxious, or the anxiety that I get, or the feelings that I get when I'm put into these like situations where it's like it's so much, and it's like I feel like it's at this point it's to the point where it's almost getting tough on my body in a way. It feels weird to say like some of this stuff, right? Because it's like, oh man, what are people gonna say or think or whatever? But then, I have to remember that this is my podcast about my experience, and it's okay to share my experience, and it's okay to share my feelings, and it's okay to be different, right? We're all different, and we're all allowed to experience the world as we want to. And I guess what I want is to experience the world from a place of wellness and well-being and excitement and love and kindness and compassion and positivity and optimism and like solutions oriented type of mindsets. And it's like, no offense or anything, right? Like, I don't want to offend anybody on here, but like not everybody thinks that way, and not everybody lives that way, and that's totally okay, and that's totally cool. But like for me, I'm feeling like I'm realizing that some of the dis-ease within my body is because of some of these situations or circumstances that I put myself in, right? Like being around people that create intense friction within myself might not be the best thing for me. Granted, it's always like what we need and what we need to learn from and grow from. So we take these experiences and we learn from them and grow from them, so then we can find the best solution for us, or find the best place for us, or the best environment, and realizing like what we need. Like some people yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why I guess I don't need to try to tie it back into other people. And maybe that's just like something that I try to do. But like I'm here sharing my experience, and sorry, I apologize if my thoughts are a bit jumbled, if it seems a bit like fragmented on this episode, because like it's process, right? It is definitely a process. And I guess what I just want you to take away from this is putting yourself into an environment that you feel like you can thrive. You know, where you feel like you can be yourself and create and cultivate what you want to do. The other thing that I'm like really processing through right now is the fact that like I can want to help everybody, but people have to want to help themselves first. And I think that sometimes I get like I want everyone to be well. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be whole and true to themselves and authentic. But I mean, you have to want that first and foremost for yourself. Like I can only help people so much. I can only help you as much as you want to be helped. And sometimes like that's kind of a tough thing for me to swallow because like I want us all to do better. I want us to treat the planet better. I want us to live our lives better and just like be happy and well and whole. But like I can't force anybody to do that, you know? Like you have to want to do that yourself. Just because I want it doesn't mean that that's what you want. And so just because I want my friend to get better and to do what I know is right doesn't mean that that's what he's going to do. Right? Like just because you want something, just because you want somebody to do the right thing doesn't mean they are going to do the right thing. Just because you want something specific from somebody doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. And I think that's something that like a lot of us kind of think about. Like we try to like impose our own thoughts onto people or our own like ways. And so just know that like everything that I say and do and am, like I'm just being me and I just want the best for everybody. I want everyone to be happy and well, but like it ultimately comes down to your own self and like what you want for yourself. If you really do want to be well and whole and happy, like are you willing to give up that which no longer serves you? Are you willing to let go of old belief systems? Are you willing to say yes to what is ultimately like the best thing for you? And, you know, only you can answer that, obviously. But I guess that's what I want, you know, like I want the best for myself. So the future is like super interesting, you know, even like the present moment is just like super interesting because of everything that comes up and everything like that. So, you know, I'm just going to be over here continuing to process and progress and help everybody as I can, as I am. And my help, you know, it's up to you to accept that help. It's up to you to accept or welcome, I guess, is more of what I'm trying to say. Is it's up to you to welcome that and to allow that in or not, you know. I can't force anything. You can't force others to do anything. You have only control of yourself and your thoughts and actions and where you choose to go from there. So thanks for tuning in. If you want any assistance in your own wholesome living experience, reach out. Website lexusdemeter.com. You are awesome. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.